Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we have the Nocturne Judicator on the Vietnam server. We're going to be taking a look at his skill information and trying to think about teams you could try and use here. My viewer has already done his attacks for the day. I'm going to take a look at the replays of them. He did end up getting rank 3 position and he's not like a whale. So the Nocturne Judicator is going to be a warrior physical with a range of 2. So he can probably run up to your team. A war golem left behind on the ancient battlefield. It carries an untamed spirit but is vulnerable to debuffs. Okay, the ultimate ability, Fatal Swing, sweeps enemies in front with the sword. Ancient Blessings will enhance the effects of this skill. Okay, Nocturnal Shock performs a forceful strike forward. Ancient Blessings will enhance the effects of this skill. And then finally, Ancient Blessings gains Ancient Blessings to enhance skills. Okay, these are the basic description of the skills. Now we're going to go into the actual numbers. So, charges and sweeps, dealing 450% attack multiplier, that is pretty high. Damage to enemies within the 3-tile arc. If War Golem has 3 or more stacks of Ancient Blessings when casting the skill, increases attack range to 6 tiles and damage dealt to 750% attack multiplier, and reduces the enemy's damage dealt by 30% for 10 seconds. So, you want to do everything in your power to prevent this from happening. Most importantly, that damage, the reduction of damage dealt by 30% for 10 seconds seems a lot. However, if there is an HP per second damage dealer comp, like with Fresto for example, then damage reduction effects are not going to apply onto him, and this probably won't matter. But the damage that he deals, like, this seems like a really high multiplier to me. We're gonna have to see if there are any survival issues. Okay, now Nocturnal Shock, which is the forceful strike, delivers a mighty strike with a great sword, unleashing 3 1-tile wide sword shocks, each dealing 250% attack damage. If War Golem has 3 or more stacks of Ancient Blessing when using the skill, the Great Sword Strike is followed by a Whirlwind Strike that deals 300% attack damage to enemies within 4 tiles. So this is just going to increase his damage output if he has the stacks of the Ancient Blessing. But looking at these multipliers, honestly, it does seem like he will deal more damage than other Primal lords we've faced in the past. And then finally, Ancient Blessing. When a battle starts, receive 5 stacks of Ancient Blessing. Each stack reduces damage taken by 5% when afflicted with a non-permanent debuff. Loses 1 stack of Ancient Blessing, but regains it 3 seconds after the debuff expires. Each enemy can trigger this effect only once. Wow, okay. So to remove the stacks of Ancient Blessing, you're going to have to inflict a non-permanent debuff. So for example, like Rainier's debuff, Thorin's Soul Plunder debuff, these are considered permanent debuffs, and these are not going to most likely reduce the Ancient Blessing. But you're going to want to have heroes who have non-permanent debuffs and who continuously cast them, which nothing really immediately comes to mind, and then he will regain it 3 seconds after the debuff expires. So you want actually like a long duration debuffs, but non-permanent ones, so that he will not be able to regain it because it will last for a long time. Very interesting mechanics of him. So taking a look at the recommended heroes, we have a recommended hero list over here. So the recommended heroes are going to be temporary stat buff allies. Like, okay, I mean, well, temporary stat buff, that doesn't affect the skills of the Nocturne Judicator, but I guess it would increase maybe your own survival, like with the shielding or tankiness of the Sonya. And now we do have formations. This is in the new patch. We're going to be able to share formations in Nocturne Judicator. Okay, we're going to take a look at the replays that we have over here. I want to take a look at the top score. So 156 billion damage was with this first team. But one thing you guys are going to notice when we look at the score sheet here, there's another hero on your team, Midnight Hunter, a War Golem left behind on the ancient battlefield. Wow, okay, so you have a hero on your side. Let's go ahead and take a look at a replay, and then we can go over his skills. And he's running the Blade Summon artifact, which like periodically will reduce the defense. Oh, maybe Blade Summon! Maybe Blade Summon is actually going to apply the non-permanent debuffs to reduce the stacks of the boss. So Shakir is going to cast his ultimate, giving damage reduction and attack buff to his allies. Shakir is in the perfect position, buffing up his entire team right now. Right? Like, that is perfect. So a massive Shakir value. But The only thing I'm wondering... Okay, now he's not buffing on Sonya. The only thing I'm wondering is how can we fit Freyaster into this team? Because I feel like Freyaster would be good, along with the twins as well. Like, maybe... But, I mean, Sonya is really good as well, right? To buff up your team. I think, actually, when you look at it, like, because of the score sheet, this War Golem who is on your side, who is left behind, who is attacking for you, he deals the major damage to the boss. Like, all of the other allies on this team are kind of just supports. That's so interesting. That you can just run, like, a full support comp to support the hero which is in your team formation. Who is like provided to you. This is the first time ever we've had like an actual additional hero that we can use in the battle. So I believe this hunter, he starts in the frontmost position, and that's why Sonya was in a weird position in the formation. Like, it looked like she was only buffing up one of your allies, but the other one she was buffing is actually this hero on your side. And he's seeming to deal all of the damage, because when we look at the damage chart, it's going to be him. So we're going to have to look at his skills, because that's going to be very important for this. So we only did 156 billion damage, but we're almost there. So I wonder what happens here. And 156 billion damage is not enough to even get the 30 chests. Like you're going to see here, we're probably only going to get like 19 or 20 chests. So there might be an even better team option out there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, now the damage is kind of slowing down. Oh, maybe the Hunter, but even if the Hunter has a non-permanent stat debuff, it said that each hero can only apply it once. Like one time to reduce the Ancient Blessing effect of the boss. Okay, we're going to take a look at the skill info of the Midnight Hunter. He's also physical with the range of 2. A War Golem left behind on the Ancient Battlefield. It boasts a Brave Soul and draws strength. So Radiant Slash. Charges before leaping and slamming the ground in front, dealing 600% attack damage to enemies. If Warrior Golem has 3 or more stacks of Ancient Blessing, when using the skill, the slam is empowered, increasing his damage to 900% attack multiplier. And he's a physical damage dealer, so Kruger makes sense with him. I want to look at his final ability, Fountain Aegis. War Golem's HP, attack, and defense are set to the team's averages. And the damage dealt to enemy War Golem is increased by 2000%. And that is why he's a major damage dealer. Because he gains stats equal to your entire team. Or the average of your entire team. But he deals 2000% bonus damage. And that is going to be way higher than all of your other heroes. When struck by a fatal blow, War Golem deactivates for a brief moment before reactivating full HP. But watching that fight, it looked like there were no survival issues. Like none of our team ever got low on health. And then Ancient Blessing gains 1 stack of Ancient Blessing upon receiving a non-permanent buff. Okay, so this is why you want to have non-permanent buffers on your team. Like, for example, well, Shakira doesn't count for that, but definitely the twins do. The twins are going to be amazing because they give one of the most powerful buffs, and they're going to keep applying it. And the Ancient Blessing stack increases damage dealt by 5% and vanishes 3 seconds after the buff expires. Each ally can trigger this effect only once. So Sonya's buff, I don't know if that's, I think that's considered permanent, right? So I don't think that's it. But the Smokey buff, the Elijah and Lila buff, apart from that, Shakir's buff might count because it's not actually permanent, right? Because if he fades out of his wolf form, it's not going to be applying anymore. So probably all of those reasons are for it. Okay, interesting. Okay, looking at the other abilities, Night Piercer charges briefly before unleashing a Radiant Sword Shock, dealing 300% attack damage. If War Golem has 3 or more stacks of Ancient Blessing, when using the skill, the Sword Shock is followed by a Swift Thrust. So, like, you're just going to deal bonus damage if you have the 3 stacks of Ancient Blessing. Gains 1 stack of Ancient Blessing upon receiving a non-permanent buff. The Ancient Blessing stack increases damage dealt and vanishes 3 seconds after the buff expires. Each ally can trigger this effect only once. So I think it means even though each ally can trigger this effect only once, I think they can re-trigger it if it expires, right? I would assume so. Otherwise, you're just going to expire and not be able to activate it anymore. And I think it's Smokey, Shakira, and Elijah and Lila. I think those are the 3 providing the buffs to your Midnight Hunter. And it looks like we're not even providing any non-permanent debuffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but looking at the abilities here, I don't see any non-permanent debuffs that we're applying to the boss. Everything seems pretty much permanent. So anyway, guys, this is like a preview into the Nocturne Judicator. Please share your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. What do you think are going to be the good team options in order to run here to do well? Because the damage dealt by your own golem that you have is so high, and your own team is not even coming close to that, it does seem like a full support comp centered around your damage delay is the way to go. And definitely Kruger to do the defense debuff to increase the physical damage from the Midnight Hunter. It makes a lot of sense, right? I wonder whether Rainier could be even a potential option here, but I think the Sonya buff value and her own damage is more value than just having Rainier in her slot, because you need to have 3 heroes of the same faction, which are probably going to be Maulers for Shakir and Smokey, and then you need to have the twins. But I wonder whether Mikola, because Mikola would also provide non-permanent attack. I don't know if it's considered permanent, because Courage Sphere, it's unaffected duration, but it's like Smokey, so I think it might be non-permanent. But Kruger's debuff increases your damage, so I wonder whether Mikola would be better than Kruger or not. Or maybe Mikola rather than Sonya, and then fitting in Rainier here as well. But yeah, I think definitely Smokey and Shakir you would want to have, and the twins. So those three seem to be the definite heroes. But anyway, guys, this is really cool. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you all for watching, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you guys are not already subscribed, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on our road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the season. Thank you guys for the support. Also, join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We chat about everything related to AFK Journey, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. But thank you guys for watching. I'll hope to see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.